Welcome back to Butterfly Effect Tarot. My name is Lorraine, and today's topic is how would the past version of you view you right now? There are three piles, and timestamps for each pile will be in the description box in the comments section below. If the readings resonate, please feel free to like and subscribe, and if you'd like, you can let me know in the comments. I appreciate all of my subscribers, all of the returning viewers. The support is always loved and appreciated. For newer viewers, if you're interested after this video, you can return to the channel for other topics, other readings, and other videos. I do currently still have the personal readings available, and you can check the details for that in the description box below. But other than that, let's go ahead and get into each one of your messages. Welcome to your reading pile one regarding how would the past version of you view you right now. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled 5 cards. We're going to identify the cards that came out, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the message. So the first card out for you is the Page of Wands. It's followed by the Queen of Wands, which is followed by the Two of Cups. And then we have the King of Cups, and the final card out is the Five of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy is the Knight of Swords. So quite a few messages here. First and foremost, the past version of you would view you in this moment as someone that is very attractive, someone who is very sexy, someone who is very intense, passionate, driven, bold, courageous, ambitious, someone of a free spirit, definitely someone who attracts a lot of attention, perhaps someone who, people like to watch you, or you tend to, um, your energy tends to be you tend to have a very big presence, a very strong, powerful energy. So I feel like maybe when you walk in a room, you're someone where all eyes are on you, even if you haven't said or did anything. It's just the energy you carry. Because the Page of Wands and Queen of Wands combination, this is the ultimate intense energy. This is the ultimate fiery energy, to the point where you don't have to say or do anything. Your presence and your aura speaks for itself. The way you walk, because again, the Queen of Wands is very sexy. She's very attractive, very seductive. So I feel like a past version of you would view you as someone who has a lot of suitors, someone who, tends to go after what she desires. Very fearless, very courageous, someone who goes after what she wants. So maybe for some of you, or most of you, if not all of you, maybe in the past version of you that we're speaking of, this is when you may have not been someone in your power, or perhaps someone who was more bold and courageous. Perhaps you may have went through a glow up in your appearance, in your aura, in your energy, in your spirituality, because the Queen of Wands is very deep. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female, it's just energy. But this is a very deep, intense energy. This is very much someone who's a leader, a boss, someone who, walks to the beat of their own drum. So the past version of you would basically view you as someone who kind of, you pave your own way, and you are in your own lane, like a trendsetter, someone who kind of lives by their own rules in a way. Not basically, the Queen of Wands energy is not someone who is associated with societal norms or doing what other people feel they should do. Again, it's not someone that really takes orders, right? So the past version of you would view you currently as someone who sets the goals for yourself. You set the goals that you want to attain. It doesn't really matter what other people think or how other people feel you should be going about life, or how you should be living, or what you should be investing all this, intense energy into. You just do what makes you happy, because the Queen of Wands is someone who just enjoys life. This is the energy of someone who just is they get off on thrills, they get off on excitement, they get off on tackling one goal after the next. They get off on their wins, their victories. This is someone who is fearless. There's no fear of failure, and even if there is any, internal fears that are present at any point, this does not stop this energy. This is still an energy of someone who will push through those fears, and they will overcome obstacles. They will find a way to get what they want. So the past version of you would view you right now as someone who is very courageous, someone who, you see what you want and you go after it. There's no stagnation. So again, maybe the past version of you may have sat on the fence a lot, or maybe you could have been an indecisive person, or someone who may have had a lot of concerns about, stumbling blocks and not really getting what you want, or having a concern about making, the wrong decisions. Whereas now you would view yourself as someone who doesn't have that concern, because the Queen of Wands energy, in my opinion, is someone who can run in three different directions at the same time at top speed and hit all three targets. Because especially with the Page of Wands being paired with this, because that is such a powerful combination, a very free spirited energy, just someone who enjoys the journey of life. This is someone who's like a student of life. So you view yourself as someone who goes through life and you just absorb all the knowledge you can, you learn from life. But you could be someone also in the present who's a bit mysterious, right? The past version of you may view you as someone who keeps people at a distance, because the Queen of Wands is not a settled energy. This is usually a single individual who likes to date or who prefers to just stay single and enjoy life and, make the most of life. Not really someone who gives their heart away, or specifically not someone who allows others to get close to them on a deep, vulnerable level. So you would view yourself as someone who's very cautious of people, because the Queen of Wands, even though she's fearless, even though this energy is fearless, this is still someone who has the ability to see and read into the depths of other people, and has the ability to get other people in a vulnerable state and, kind of have them open up and get to know them on a deep level. However, getting to know a Queen of Wands energy on a deep level is not something that's easy, because first of all, you have to get this person to sit still long enough to get to that part of them. And the Queen of Wands energy has things to do, especially when you pair it with the Page of Wands. So yeah, I do feel like you view yourself, the past version of you would view yourself as someone who is guarded, someone who protects their energy, someone who is assertive, someone who is, a fighter. Because Queen of Wands has no issue with speaking up for themselves. This is someone who doesn't have an issue with physically fighting. Like, this is someone who is just not going to tolerate and take anything. So perhaps the past version of you that we're tapping into is someone who may have allowed things to, kind of may have allowed people to say certain things, or, you let certain things slide in the past, maybe for peace sake. And whereas now that past version of you would view you currently as someone who doesn't allow that. You call things out. You're very outspoken in the present. This is how you're coming out as someone in the current who you speak up right away. You don't let things get too far. You don't let people take it too far. You don't allow people to get too comfortable with disrespecting you, with crossing your boundaries, because you will very quickly put people in their place, and you will not hesitate and you will not feel bad because you put yourself first. So there's a strong sense of a self-worth here. You're very confident, very, very confident, very just exciting. This energy is so passionate. Now, I do see that following this energy, we have the Two of Cups, the King of Cups, and the Five of Wands. So maybe the past version of you that we're tapping into is maybe when you were in some sort of a connection or relationship. This could be just, again, relationships overall from your past that you walked away from. But when it coming out with the King of Cups, I am getting the energy that this could be for a lot of you a romantic connection. So someone who there was a lot of chaos, because the Five of Wands is chaos. This is, a toxic energy, someone that you were in a connection with, or people that you were dealing with who would competed with you, maybe gossiped about you, just creating all type of turmoil and discomfort in your life. People who, spewed negative things about you and, tried to tear down and create narratives about you. Just chaotic energy. But with the Knight of Swords at the bottom, again, that reconfirms that in the present, you view yourself as someone in this Knight of Swords energy, somebody who is ready for battle, somebody who, again, this is communication energy with the sword. So somebody that defends themselves, that speaks up for themselves, somebody that, quickly, because this is fast moving energy, somebody that quickly jumps to their own defense, that quickly sets boundaries, that quickly pushes people back across that line when they cross it. So you would view yourself, the past version of you we're tapping into would view you as someone who has did a huge 180, a huge 360. Like there, this is just, I'm getting the vibe that again, this past version of you is someone who was the opposite of the Queen of Wands. And that may not resonate with all of you. Maybe, some of you were always in this Page of Wands, Queen of Wands energy, and it just intensified. But I am getting that this relationship or these connections and this negative toxic energy that you had to, step into this Knight of Swords energy with. I do feel like this connection, this relationship, or whatever this is that you walked away from, I'm getting that this is kind of what may have catapulted you into this Queen of Wands, Page of Wands energy. Maybe you became more fiery after this because it's like as soon as you realized that your boundaries were being crossed and you were allowing it, it's like it kind of caused you to switch gears. So you could have went through like a transformation of sorts where you kind of found yourself stepping more into your power and being more vocal and more intense and setting more boundaries. And this didn't just affect how you dealt with the people around you and the people that you would, later on allow to come into your life, but it affected every area of your life. It affected overall how you approach life. It's like maybe after going through these things, that's where you got this fearless, courageous, bold energy from. Because maybe you started realizing, like, again, Five of Wands is very intense, chaotic, negative energy. So it's like you may have realized that in order to stop people from taking advantage of you and creating these type of energies in your life, you had to step into a Wands energy yourself, and you had to set your own boundaries with this Knight of Swords. People had to see you in a whole new light to realize that you were not to be played with and that you were someone who deserves respect. And if they're not going to respect you, you're going to demand that respect, or you're going to take the respect, or you're just going to walk away. Because again, with the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands, this is somebody that walks away. You have no problem with moving out of situations that don't serve you, and you feel no ways. Because, yes, the Queen of Wands, Page of Wands energy, these are intense energies. So, yes, this would be someone who feels very intensely, loves very passionately, but this is also someone that will quickly pivot and walk out the door. Because again, this is a very confident person. So you view yourself as someone that no matter how deeply you may feel for someone, no matter how much you may love or have love for someone, you're not going to allow them to put you in this Five of Wands energy ever again. You're not going to allow them to cross your boundaries because you see yourself now as someone who is more deserving of, respect and honor and admiration. So the past version of yourself would view you on a pedestal. Like I feel like the past version of you will be very proud of who you are right now. Very proud. Maybe back then or in this version of you, a lot of you never maybe perceived yourself as basically embodying this type of energy that you're in now. Maybe you didn't foresee this is who you would evolve into because maybe for some of you, you were the polar opposite. And then the experiences you went through may have caused like a spiritual death and rebirth. And now you find yourself more passionate, more fearless, more bold, more courageous, again, sexy, attractive, desirable, somebody that, defends themselves, somebody that doesn't put up with anything. Especially the reason I think this is also for a lot of you romance is because the Queen of Wands, again, as I mentioned earlier, is somebody who's usually single. This is usually someone who is single, who attracts a lot of suitors. A lot of people want the Queen of Wands energy, but they can't really have her or him. It depends on energy. They can't really have the Queen of Wands. This is someone who keeps their energy to themselves. It's like you can experience the Queen of Wands for as long as, the Queen of Wands will allow this. But once the Queen of Wands gets bored or feels like your energy is no longer exciting, or what, as they say, once the thrill is gone, the Queen of Wands energy is gone. This is somebody that's out the door. Once it's no longer exciting, once it's no longer fulfilling its purpose, the Queen of Wands has other things to do. So someone who doesn't like to be bored, yeah, this energy is so fun. It's so exciting and fun. But like I said, the Queen of Wands is single. So I'm seeing the Queen of Wands come out with the King of Cups and the Two of Cups. So again, I'm feeling, and the King of Cups is usually like a father, a husband. This is like a lover, a romantic energy because this is heart space. Whereas the Queen of Wands is more fiery, passionate, and this is an independent single energy. And then you have the Two of Cups between them. So yeah, I feel like maybe if this, for those of you where this was a love connection that may have created this transformation in you, or may have been like the tip of the iceberg type of situation, I feel like you left. Because, like I said, the Queen of Wands, she walks away quickly. And then you're single, and the King of Cups is showing up here as still in the King of Cups energy. Now, for others of you, like I said, that Five of Wands could suggest other people. It could suggest relationships, friendships, because the Five of Wands is just people around you that, create hostility in your life. There's no peace, there's no sovereignty, there's no love. It's just people competing with you, people trying to destroy your character, people just wanting to see you fail and trying to lead you down that direction. So again, for some of you, this King of Cups energy paired with this Five of Wands is definitely romantic. This could have been a husband, because the King of Cups can be a husband. This could have been a fiance. This could have just been a boyfriend, a long-term connection. But you're showing up as a Queen of Wands, and then the Page of Wands is somebody that is a free spirited. This is representing freedom. So it's like you freed yourself of this connection. So perhaps again, the past version of you we're tapping into is probably someone, or the version of you rather, that was in this connection or dealing with these people. And now you're viewing yourself as someone who is free. Because Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, this is a free spirit. This is someone who's freed themselves from this Five of Wands chaos and from this connection. And now you're just someone who is on guard, someone who's protective. It's like it turns you into like a warrior spirit. Because Knight of Swords always gives me warrior, because this is somebody who's going to battle with the swords up. This person's ready for a fight. And again, this is also a fearless energy. So yeah, you really grew. I feel like you went through a glow up. I feel like every aspect of who you are went through a transformation. And it could have been these connections or this romantic partnership that was like the tip of the iceberg. And it could have been a very deep and intense connection, or a very strong connection you had with like past friends and relatives or what have you. And maybe it took a while for you to walk away from it, but when you did decide to leave with this Wands energy and this Knight of Swords, you walked away swiftly. Like once your mind was made up, you moved away swiftly, and then that's probably when your transformation started, and now you're in your power. So, and then the King of Cups is still coming up as the King of Cups. So I do feel like maybe for those of you where this is a romantic connection, perhaps this person could even still have feelings for you, especially with you showing up in this Queen of Wands, where now you're more than likely even more attractive, even more powerful, even more authoritative, even more, seductive and sultry and sensual. So yeah, this could still be someone that may even still have, feelings for you, or may still, regard you or you find you attractive, but yeah, you are in your power. Based on this reading, this past version of you is viewing you right now as somebody that is just in their own lane. Like you're one of a kind. This is how the past version of you would view you now. I do feel like this past version of you is proud of who you are now. And again, for some of you, you may not have ever seen yourself transforming into this person. So passionate, powerful, and fearless. Yeah, this is such good energy. Very good. Even with this Five of Wands out here, you know, this is still really good energy. But it seems like maybe you had to go through a lot of external conflict, struggles, people competing with you, people creating, just self-doubt, just annoyances, disturbances, just agitating energies. People that probably had nothing better to do. And then to be honest, with you showing up in the Queen of Wands in the present, this would suggest that maybe these could have even been just been people that had jealousy and envy, and maybe they wanted to keep you from finding your own power. And that could be why you're showing up in this, Queen of Wands energy paired with this Page of Wands, because this is suggesting that now you're a leader. Now you're in your power. Now you're someone with authority over your own life, and you're not seeking validation from anyone. You kind of basically validate yourself. You're happy with who you are now. And for those of you that aren't, the past version is viewing you as someone that is coming into this power, this authority. But for most of you, this is where you are now. Like this is how they're viewing you right now, as in this power, because the Page of Wands, Queen of Wands comes out first. It doesn't come out after, it's coming out first. So yeah. And again, some of these people could still, have, issues, as they say. Haters are just doing their jobs. But I don't feel like these would be people who are willing to kind of cross your boundaries now, because Knight of Swords at the bottom, Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, no. No, I don't even think you need to speak. I think people can feel your boundaries a mile away. You could have a very intimidating energy, and maybe the past version of you is viewing you as someone that has a very dominant and intimidating energy. And with the Page of Wands, yeah, this would suggest that you are someone who is friendly and respectable, and someone that is fun to be around and hang around, because this is a very fun energy. So you would view yourself as fun and exciting now, but I do still feel like your energy is intimidating. I do feel like people may be more cautious or conscious about the way they approach you, speak to you, and deal with you. And I think you prefer it that way because after going through all of this type of energy, you have earned all of this respect and admiration. And I do get the vibe that you're going to more than likely continue to go through glow ups because the Queen of Wands energy never stops glowing up. This is someone who is constantly having this energy, even though it's fire, always reminds me of Scorpio. Well, Scorpio is also ruled by Mars. So yeah, the Queen of Wands energy always gives me like Scorpio. And the Scorpio energy is like spiritual death and rebirth. This is somebody who is constantly transforming. This is someone who doesn't have a fear of going down to the very depths of who they are, facing the shadow aspects of themselves and reinventing themselves. So definitely someone who is going to constantly get better and better and better and better in your looks, in your energy, in your environment, in your circumstance, the people around you. But I do get the vibe that right now the past version of you is viewing you as someone who's enjoying being single. And that kind of leads me to believe that maybe in the past you prefer to be in partnerships, which is why this relationship energy is coming out, or the energy prefer to be, have people around you. So I do feel like now you're someone who prefers to stand on alone, right? The Queen of Wands energy is always doing her own thing or his own thing. It really depends on, male or female, doesn't matter. But I do get the vibe that the past version of you was someone who may have desired connections and desired to be, have close connections with people despite their energy and how they showed up, perhaps. Whereas now you're viewing yourself as someone who actually prefers the opposite. You prefer to be in your own energy. You prefer to keep to yourself. You prefer to, again, the Queen of Wands, Page of Wands does like to party and have fun, and they like to travel and explore the world and create memories. Yeah, that's true. But again, this is still an energy of someone who stays on their own. These people who feel like there's a whole world out there to explore and so many different avenues and aspects of things to experience, and they have no problem and no fears with going it alone and experiencing it alone and creating memories by themselves. They basically feed off of being on their own because they're so powerful in and of themselves. So yeah, I do feel like this is part of what you've transformed into, someone who enjoys your own company, someone who protects your own energy, and someone who finds solace in being to yourself and constantly working on yourself, constantly healing and transforming yourself, and just getting better and better and better. The past version of you we're tapping into would be this energy is something to be very admired and proud of. And this past version of yourself is very proud of this energy. This past version of you would be very proud of who you have evolved into and who you're seemingly continuing to evolve into. But I am going to leave the reading there. If it resonated, please feel free to like and subscribe. You can let me know in the comments if you like. And if you're interested, you can return to the channel for other topics, other videos, and other readings. Thank you. Welcome to your reading pile 2 regarding how would the past version of you view you right now. So I've already pre-shuffled and pulled 5 cards. We're going to identify the cards that came through, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the message. So the first card out for you is the World. It's followed by the Eight of Pentacles, which is followed by the Empress. And then we have the Chariot, and the final card out is the Six of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy is the Lovers. So there are quite a few different messages here. First and foremost, the past version of you would view you as currently on a journey, very focused on your success, very focused on building wealth, focused on your finances. For some of you, with this Empress card coming out, this could suggest that you're a parent and you are focused on, loving and nurturing your children. For others of you, this is like some sort of a creative project or business that or hobby that you love, and you nurturing and loving that. And with the chariot card coming out, you're taking action now to build and grow this business, this project that you want to kind of put out into the world. Because the world card comes out first, and then at the end we have the Six of Wands, which is public recognition, success, victory. So I do feel like right now the past version of you would view you as someone that is currently on a journey, very, very focused, very diligent, very hardworking. It's like your energy is being spread in many directions, because the world card is about having spiritual abundance and growth, and having financial material abundance and growth. It's like the completion of a cycle, like creating the world that you desire for yourself. So I feel like the past version of you would view you currently as someone who is focused on building and creating the world, your own world that you want to exist in, that you want to live in. With this Eight of Pentacles, your career, your material world, you're working very hard. And the Eight of Pentacles is usually meaning that you're very close to your Nine of Pentacles of financial abundance, and Ten of Pentacles of ultimate wish fulfillment. So a lot of you have been working very hard. This has been a long journey of building when it comes to your wealth, your income, this empire. You view yourself as someone, because a lot of you are going to already be successful. You're going to already have this Six of Wands victory, because we're all at different points in our journey, even though the trajectory and the dynamic is going to be the same. So the past version of you is going to view you as either already immensely successful, well respected, and honored in your career field, or for this creative endeavor that you're building or that you have built, or this is the journey you're on, because the Chariot card represents being on a journey. And the Eight of Pentacles represents having worked really hard and getting to the point where the fruits of your labor are coming in. So it's like at this point, you're getting to a point where you're getting ready to close out a cycle concerning your finances and your spiritual growth. Like you're getting to the point where the fruits of your labor are coming in. The projects, the businesses, the work, the people, everything that you put this creativity, this love, this nurturing energy into, to grow, to build, is at its finality. It's getting to its point of success and victory, because the Six of Wands is at the end. And this is victory. This is success. This is once you've achieved everything and you're being celebrated, you're being admired, you're being respected, you're being I already said celebrated. You're being held up as someone in a high regard for what you have contributed, what you have created, what you have provided to the public. So for a lot of you, this is going to be a product or something that you're going to put out where others are going to see it, right? Others are going to have access to whatever this is. And when we have the public recognition card, which is the Six of Cups. This is also a card of fame. And then we have the world in the beginning. So for a lot of you, again, this is going to be some sort of a platform that you may have, right? It doesn't have to be on a big scale, but for some reason, I am seeing here that whatever this is you're working on, whatever this creative endeavor is you're building, it is something that is going to either put you in the spotlight on some level, or you're currently in the spotlight, whether that be that you are doing something creative that has you doing TikTok or doing YouTube, like a YouTube channel, or it could be something bigger, like you want to be a singer or a dancer or an actor or an actress. But whatever it is going to put you in the public eye. It's something that may go viral. It's something that's going to have you it's something where your success and your victory are going to be seen by others, because this could just mean that you're being recognized by the people within your community, right? That could represent the public people. But this, with the world card, I am getting that this is going to be something that is going to put you in the limelight. And again, it doesn't have to be on a big scale. It could simply be a following on TikTok that, a passionate or committed, dedicated group of fans or supporters who purchase this, who promote this for you, who believe in you, who encourage you, who contribute greatly to your success. Either way, this is basically what's coming in for you. All of the cards out here are positive. So the past version of you could have been someone, this could have been a version of you in the past that was maybe dreaming of starting these businesses or starting this creative endeavor, or putting this out in the public. Maybe this is something that you always dreamed of doing, and maybe you kind of put it off, or you never felt like it was something that could bring you wealth, or bring you success, or there could have just been a fear of failure. And so you found yourself not wanting to take the risk. Well, currently in this moment, this is suggesting that most of you are either on this journey and you're taking this risk, you're building and growing whatever this is, and you're nurturing it and getting ready to put it out. Others of you, you've already found this victory and success. And we do have the lovers at the bottom of the deck. So this is suggesting that the past version of you is viewing you as someone that once you have sustained and kind of gotten to this Six of Wands energy, and you're spiritually aligned, you have the world you've created for yourself, spiritually, financially, creatively, you're aligned, you're successful. It's like the lover's energy is coming in, right? Now, this could be that for some of you, a very small portion of you, you already have this lover's dynamic, this deep, intense, passionate love connection. For others of you, this is suggesting that once you get to the Six of Wands, perhaps you being in the public probably opens you up for more people to have access to you. And then this is maybe how your lover's situation comes in. For others of you, this is going to suggest to me that this success, this project, whatever this is you're working on, this may be a partnership, because this card could also represent the lovers, could also represent a platonic partnership. It just suggests maybe a karmic partner, right? Somebody, it doesn't have to be bad. This could just mean somebody that you have like a soul connection with, like a platonic soulmate, somebody that you trust, somebody that has, you're like a mirror of each other. You have similar interests, and maybe you two are working together because on a soul level, you're similar, you're the same. And you both are able to, build this business, be bigger and better if you're together. So it's going to be different for each of you. But I think for a majority of you, this is romance. This is suggesting that the past version of you is viewing you as someone getting ready to come into this lover's dynamic. Because maybe this past version of you had seen things working out this way, right? Even though you were afraid, maybe you sat down and daydreamed about, pursuing these dreams, these goals, this business, this creative endeavor, putting it out, getting the success, and then, finding this romantic partner, or this romantic partner finding you. So now this past version is seeing you now presently in this energy, presently closing out this cycle, getting this victory, this success, even though you've had to overcome a lot of challenges, you've had to do a lot of spiritual growth and transformations, you've had to work very hard with this Eight of Pentacles, most likely by yourself. For some of you, this was also while trying to be a present parent or single parent. Or others of you, this could have been you putting in all this work of making money and trying to build and grow this creative project that you're passionate about, that you want to be successful and victorious in. And then in that vision, you also see yourself then finding the love of your life, or the love of your life finding you. So it's like now this past version sees you in this energy. So they're seeing that now this is where the lovers comes in. And then again, for a lot of you, you may work with this person. This could become a business partnership turned into a romantic partnership, or vice versa. You guys come together as lovers and you guys have similar souls, mirroring each other, same interests, and are both able to contribute to this, and you grow this business or this project together. And now you're both in the Six of Wands together where the public sees you. Again, this could also be, and I'm going to throw this out there, this could be a power couple, right? Because the Six of Wands coming out at the end, and then the two of the lovers coming out at the bottom. This would be a couple that's in the public eye. Some of you may travel for work, right? Because the World card is out here in Wand. The Six of Wands energy does give me, Wands gives me travel. But yeah, this is kind of giving me a power couple. So again, some of you could already be in this dynamic, but I am getting that this is the end of your chapter, or at towards the end, the very, tail end of your chapter here in this cycle. There's going to be like a power couple thing here. Like you're going to be in the spotlight. And again, it doesn't have to mean that you're going to be massively, this huge worldwide famous celebrity, although it could be, right? Anything is possible. But you and this person are going to be acknowledged. Like people are going to see you together as a couple and see you as this successful team. Like you're going to be seen, especially with lovers, because this is a very intense, passionate connection. So this is a connection that tends to draw a lot of attention. This is the type of couples that you see out, and the energy between them is so passionate and intense that you just find yourself staring. A very magnetizing, sexy couple. where all eyes are on them because their energy is so intense and the chemistry is so powerful that it draws you in. So yeah, I do feel like a lot of you are going to be a power couple. And whether the Six of Wands is your immediate relatives and family and friends acknowledging you, your immediate public, local area acknowledging you and seeing you be successful in whatever this is, or whether this is on a bigger level, it doesn't matter. This is the same dynamic. The past version of you is viewing you as someone that is getting ready to have the world, getting ready to have it all. Your success, your victory. But again, it is suggesting in this message that you've had to overcome challenges. You've had to go through some stuff. You've had to transform a lot of aspects of your life. You've probably had a lot of setbacks. Because to get to the Eight of Pentacles, building the Eight of Pentacles is a slow moving energy, and it usually can oftentimes come with frustrations. It can come with, losing or having a lot of setbacks and then having to rebuild or start over a few times or a lot of times. But yes, this could be the past version of you that is viewing you now, the past version of you who probably, again, didn't want to start or had fear of failure, or maybe someone who did what was expected of them. So maybe you worked a 9 to 5 and you never considered building this business or starting this creative endeavor. Whereas now you could still be potentially working a 9 to 5 or a corporate job, but with this Empress energy, this Chariot, and this Six of Wands, you're also working on something that you love. You're also embarking on this journey of putting yourself out there, of allowing people to see this creative passion project that you're so good at, that you basically have put your heart and soul into. And you're going to be successful for it based on this reading. So yeah, the past version of you is very proud of you. Is very proud of you. For those of you who haven't gone to the Six of Wands, based on this energy, you are very close to finishing this chapter. This is completion, and the World comes out first. Yeah, the World card is a card of completion. And then the Six of Wands at the end is victory and success. It's like after you've ended this chapter, after you've completed this cycle, you're now standing in your glory. And then bottom of the deck, now you have the Lovers. This is either a business partner, somebody that you trust, that's going to be a lifelong friend and partner in business, or this is for most of you a lover, like a power couple. So obviously we have to take it as it resonates, but yeah, this is really good energy. And mind you, Six of Wands is very fast moving. So this success and victory could be coming in much quicker than you think, especially because the Eight of Pentacles, like I said earlier, is just one pentacle from the Nine of financial abundance and only two pentacles from the Ten of Pentacles, which is ultimate wish fulfillment, where you have the world. All your wishes are true. You have love, you have happiness, you have home, you have finances, you have, built a empire at that point. So yeah, I don't know if you guys are dealing with a lot of stress and anxiety right now because this seems to have maybe taken so long. For those of you that have not finished this cycle and you're at the end of it, to getting to your success. But yeah, it based on this energy, it looks like it's going to pay off. Because even in this Eight of Pentacles, he looks tired. Like he's tired. Like he's been building these pentacles by himself, and it's like he's gotten to this point, but it's taken a while, and maybe he's feeling like he doesn't know how much further he can go. Yeah. But I am wishing you all the best. This is lovely energy. It's like you're a Jack and Jill of all trades. Like you're loving, you're nurturing, you're spiritually aligned, you're focused on your material, but also focused on other aspects of your life um, that are important. It's not that it doesn't look like you're giving your energy to just one area. The past version of you is seeing you give your energy to multiple areas of your life and doing it successfully. But it could have been exhausting because just looking at these cards, it feels like a very overwhelming amount of work going into something. But yeah, this is lovely energy. But I'm gonna leave the reading there. If it resonated, please feel free to like and subscribe. And if you like, you can let me know in the comments. And if interested, you can return to the channel for other topics, other videos, and other readings. Thank you. Welcome to your reading pile 3 regarding how would the past version of you view you right now. So I've already pre-shuffled. I generally prefer to pull 5 cards, but when I shuffled for your group, 7 came out. So we're going to identify those cards and then we'll get into the message. So the first card out is the 6 of Pentacles, followed by the 10 of Swords. And then we have the 8 of Cups, followed by the Wheel of Fortune. And then we have the Hermit card, followed by the Ace of Swords. And the final card out is the 10 of Wands. Bottom of the deck energy is the 8 of Wands. So I am getting here a very interesting message. Your message is actually very clear and concise. So the past version of you that seems to be coming through here is maybe a phase or at a point in your life where you were over giving to other people. And this would, for a lot of you, this is going to be relatives. Again, this could just be lovers. This could just mean that you were someone who was very generous and kind. These could be individuals where you felt indebted to them, like you owed them something, like a parent, or just, again, people that you loved or you had a lot of care and concern for. And this put you at a disadvantage because you felt so loyal and, responsible and indebted to these individuals that it allowed them to drain you. So people took from you, but they didn't give in return. And with the 10 of Swords, this could have led to a painful ending where these people could have either walked away from you or left you after you had nothing left to give and left you in a bad situation. Or this, for most of you, you walked away. And it could have taken some time because we have the 8 of Cups, which is leaving behind the past. But usually with the 8 of Cups, you're leaving behind the past, but you feel left out in the cold. You feel dejected. You feel heartbroken. So you're leaving, but you have those wounds still in your heart. Your heart is still, disturbed by what you experienced. And so I am feeling like this was something where your head and your heart were in conflict about walking away for a lot of you. So it may have taken time, but essentially you did. Now, when we have the Wheel of Fortune card coming out, this would suggest to me, this is a card of cycles. It's a card of destiny. It's the Wheel of Fortune where the wheel turns in your favor, right? This is inevitable fated events and experiences and cycles in our lives. Now, I am getting the vibe that perhaps this past version of you is viewing you right now. And I think this past version viewing you in this moment is seeing that experience and those situations were fated. Those were a part of your journey to help you grow because the Hermit card comes out right after the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune turns, which is a turning point, and it's the end of one cycle and usually the beginning of a new one. And in this case, since it's in the upright, this is good karma. This is like you were giving, being taken advantage of. And now the wheel turns in your favor. And now all of that good karma that you put out, even though it was being, mismanaged by others, it's now time for you to get it back because we have the Hermit. So it's like you go from the 6 of Pentacles of overgiving to others. And then you go into the Hermit after the ending of that cycle. You go into the Hermit where now you're giving to yourself. So now you're doing introspection, you're healing, you're transforming, you're finding yourself, you're figuring yourself out. You're pouring all that energy, love, and resource into yourself. You're, discovering who you are, healing the aspects of you that need to be healed. You're finding clarity. You're finding a sense of direction because we have the Ace of Swords that is coming out after that, which is clarity. That's having clear insight. That's also, to me, boundaries with the Ace of Swords, because Swords always gives me boundaries. And with the Ace, it's the beginning, like the starting of something. So it's like you go into this Hermit energy. For some of you, you've already done this, or you're in this phase now where you're going through this Hermit energy and you're learning yourself, you're healing, you're transforming, you're changing your view of others and yourself. And it's like with this Ace of Swords, now you see clearly. Now you understand yourself better. You see situations and circumstances better. And maybe you're now at a state where, as I mentioned earlier, the past version of you now is perhaps seeing you now and understanding that was a cycle you had to go through. And I think now you in the present may have come into awareness of that with that Ace of Swords, that this is something that, was to lead you to learning how to set boundaries and how to protect your energy and how to learn to be, on your own and to focus and pour into your own, growth and evolution and give those resources to yourself. So the past version of you is basically looking at you as someone who has more clear insight, someone who is maybe more of a lone wolf right now, someone who prefers to be to themselves to protect their energy, someone who has boundaries, someone who sets boundaries, someone who has a clarity of where they want to go next, and you're going, right? Because we have the 10 of wands after the ace of swords. That would suggest that now that you have clarity, now that you have this insight, now that you are able to set boundaries, you have decided to end all these burdens, right? Like you understand why you had to end these burdens, and you had to understand the necessity of it, even though it hurt it, leaving these people behind. You understand the need for it, right? Because now you've gotten to know yourself. Now you see why it's necessary to give to yourself and why it's okay sometimes to be a little bit selfish, right? And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, when you're in a position where you're kind and you give to the point where people are willing to take advantage of you, they don't deserve your kindness, okay? They don't. So with that being said, you go to the Eight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. That is fast movement forward. So I'm getting the vibe that the past version of you is viewing you as someone who's went through this transformation. You're more spiritually aligned, more spiritually grown, more spirit, you went through more spiritual growth. And then when we have this Wheel of Fortune card coming out, it's like now you're on your destiny. You're on a journey. And this is a quick journey. This is suggesting to me that with the clarity and the insight and the end of this Ten of Wands, these burdens, these emotional burdens, um, it could be spiritual burdens, burdens of the people and things around you that were taking from you but not giving back. It's like this is over. This extra responsibilities and things that, were keeping you weighed down, it's like as soon as that ends, you go into the Eight of Wands, which is quick, fast movement. This could suggest that maybe there's a good message coming in for you. Maybe there's a message that you have to, it could be like an opportunity because we have the Wheel of Fortune. So something that has to do with your life's purpose, something that a good karmic message or something, that opportunity that's coming in that's destined for you. It has to do with your destiny, right? And it's maybe an opportunity or a message or offer that you have to act on very quickly, and also something that is going to transform your life very quickly. So it's like you go from the end of these burdens, and that's wands. So the ending of dropping of those burdens is very swift, and then you go straight into the Eight of Wands, I'm sorry, where now there is swift change. So that transformation is like it's launching you into a complete shift from burdens to basically being on a journey of manifesting and bringing in everything that you desire. Again, Wheel of Fortune, upright, good karma. So choosing yourself, setting boundaries, you're viewing yourself, the past version of you would view you right now as somebody who has clarity, somebody who has insight, somebody who is strong in themselves, someone who is able to stand alone and enjoy it, somebody who protects their energy, and somebody who refuses to be taken advantage of and refuses to take on burdens that are not theirs and refuses to allow people to take more than they give. And essentially, with this Eight of Wands at the bottom, somebody who is quickly moving forward, somebody who is quickly turning their lives around. Something is coming in for you, if it hasn't already, a message, an offer, or just something that you're taking action on that is going to bring a quick change into your circumstances and your situation. It's like you're going to go again, like I said, from burdens to prosperity. Because the Eight of Wands is usually this is a yes card. This is a very good energy. This is a good message, an exciting message, something that's going to thrill you. And when it's wands, it could be something creative, like I said earlier, related to your purpose and your destiny. But it's definitely going to be something good. Or again, if this is for you a journey, this is more than likely some sort of creative project or endeavor or something that you love to do that you're going to take quick action on. And then it's going to perhaps take off very quickly. And the good news and message is that now your business or your creative endeavor is very successful very quickly. Again, good karma. Everything you have given out, you're now in a season where it's time for you to receive. And I do feel like this energy is going to also shift in the opposite direction, where you will have, if you haven't already, bring in a community of people that are going to celebrate you, love you, and they're going to give and pour just as much into you as you do with them. There's not going to be an imbalance. These are going to be people that are like a soul tribe for you. This is going to be like your soul tribe. People that are aligned with you, people that are just as kind, loving, generous, and pure in their intentions as you have been to others. You're going to have people come in that are going to be that for you, and vice versa. So I do feel like the past version of you is very proud of who you've become. Someone who is strong, someone who has boundaries, and someone who is now putting themselves first. And if you haven't already, this is signifying that the past version of you is basically at this point watching you currently go through this transformation, ending one cycle and beginning a new one. It's like in the beginning, you're surrounded by these people and you're overgiving and they're draining you, and then there's an ending of that cycle, and then we have the wheel turn for a new cycle, and then it's just you on your own, healing, transforming, and setting off into receiving all the good and positive energy and people and experiences that you put out. Now it's time for you to receive that back. Okay. So I am going to leave your reading there. If it resonated, please feel free to like and subscribe and let me know in the comments if you'd like. And if you're interested, you can return to the channel for other topics, other videos, and other readings. Thank you.